songs with his former and future collaborator JC Chazet, and in 1994 he got a phone call that brought him right back to the Sunshine State. Justin and his mother had received a call from a Universal Studios employee called Chris Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick had called Timberlake to offer him a spot in a group that he was putting together. Chris had been actually approached himself by another man who had been impressed with Chris's voice and had pitched him a proposition. The man told Chris that if he could put together a vocal group, the man would fund it. He laid down a few guidelines for Chris to follow. The group should be all young, they should all be guys, they should all be good looking, they should all have excellent voices, and preferably they could dance or at least be taught to dance. And the group should be made up of 3 or 5 members, preferably 5. The man told Chris, follow these guidelines, bring this group to me, and I will make you stars. I will invest in you. I will help you quit your jobs, rehearse, give you somewhere to stay, pay for singing, dancing coaches, studio time. I will pay for equipment, for your records to be pressed. I will sort it all. Chris asked the man why he wanted to do this. Well, I've done it before, he said. I already have a successful group, and they're so successful that I just know someone is going to copy it. Someone's going to make their own group that's going to come in and be my group's competition. I make Coke. There's going to be a Pepsi around the corner. So I figured, what if I made the Pepsi too? Chris asked the man what the name of the group was. He turned to him and said, you've probably heard of them. They're called the Backstreet Boys. So there's a lot of different stories about the creation of NSYNC because some stories have changed over time and there's some things that people say that contradict things that other people say, but we're just going to go over some of the important context that was happening around the band's creation and also around their first couple of years because it is important for what we're going to talk about later on in the video, and it is also important to talk about their manager, Lou Pearlman, who is a deep dive in himself, but he is a massive fraudster. So this was all going on at the same time that NSYNC was forming and going through their initial rise. So as I said, Lou Pearlman, who was their manager, ends up recruiting Chris Kirkpatrick from Universal Studios. He ends up calling Justin Timberlake. Justin ends up asking JC to join the group because he knew him from the Mickey Mouse Club. And then they end up bringing in Joey Fatone, who Chris knew from Universal. And then they get their 5th member, who also worked at Universal at the time, Jason Palacios. And you may think